Hey everybody, welcome back to Barbecue and Bottles. And today we're going to be doing a quick video on how to clean your cast iron pan. So this morning we've just finished up doing some bacon and eggs in a cast iron pan. And as you see, there's a lot of residue left over. And we want to show you our simple approach to cleaning this. And if you do this a number of times over, your pan's going to become really seasoned. And frankly, it'll ultimately behave not that dissimilar to a non-stick. So the first step, which is an important one, right after we did our bacon, we actually emptied the grease out into a little mason jar. You don't want to let that grease just sit in the pan. If you can actually put it into a little mason jar like this, store it in the fridge, this will go the consistency of a butter. And if you're doing eggs later on, if you want to substitute this in for butter, or if you're doing hash browns and you want to substitute this in for butter, it is absolutely next level. So that's a bit of a trick there. But how do you clean your pan if it starts off looking like this? Well, here's our simple method. First, we're just going to turn on our burner here, and we're going to pour in water. And you want to fill up about half of your pan with water. And we're just going to let that come to a boil. Now as this starts to simmer, it's going to loosen all of the stuff that stuck to the bottom of the cast iron pan. So you're just going to take your spatula or whatever utensil's convenient for you and just gently scrape off the loose stuff on the bottom. Now we're just going to let that simmer for another minute or two, and then we'll be on to the next step. Alright, so we've had this simmering away here for a couple of minutes. We've already loosened up the stuff on the bottom, so now we're going to want to transfer this to the sink. So as we transfer this to the sink, you want to be careful, make sure you're not burning yourself on this. And you can see we've gotten a lot off, but not quite everything. So what you're going to do, just turn the hot water on, grab one of these brushes, perfect. So after a good scrub, look, you can see we're pretty much completely clean here. But of course, with cast iron, you can't let the water sit in your pan like this. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna need to prepare a nice coat of oil over a cast iron pan and just put it back on the shelf. And this process of cleaning, you don't wanna use any soap through this process. That's an important point to note here. You'll see all we've been using is water and a brush, and we're trying to just continually build up that layer of seasoning so that these pans become more non-stick. Now we'll get some paper towel, dry this down here, and make sure you're drying the bottom of it as well. You don't want to just be drying the top of, or the surface of your pan. So the last step here is just adding some oil, and we're going to be using avocado oil. The reason is it has a really high smoke point. So what you're going to want to do, just put a generous amount right in the middle. Take your paper towel again and just start to work that oil around your pan. And you want to make sure that you're getting a thin layer of oil. This is going to, again, work to create that seasoning that you're looking for. It'll protect the cast iron and prevent it from rusting. And you don't want to just get the surface of the pan. As mentioned, you want to get all parts of the pan. So make sure you're flipping it over, doing the same thing on the other side, getting all the edges. And this is really going to act to protect the pan, give it that layer of seasoning, make sure it doesn't rust. And proper maintenance of your cast iron pans is really what's going to let them last for, frankly, decades. I mean, I think we all have cast iron pans that have been in the family for generations, and it's really about proper maintenance and continuing to season them. And if you do that well, these will last forever. So there you have it, folks. It's that easy. That's how we maintain our cast iron after every cook that we do. And as you saw here, it really only takes a couple of minutes and you can get a great outcome like this. So if you like this video, give us a like below. We'd love to hear your comments down in the comments section. If you've got any other tips or tricks for the community, thanks for tuning in.